What's up, y'all? So I was out the other day looking for somewhere to go, work. Um, um, and so it's crazy because I think I put this on the previous video. Did you notice that the fact that the franchises are the only things that are active right now? Like they are the only businesses that's majorly out. As much as people have been talking about since I was born, wanting to have their own business, why is the thing that you see the most the franchises? Like you don't see anything past the franchises. And then not only that, it's crazy because it's not enough for population. That is everyone from before I was born were already complaining about being laid off of big companies that were shutting down because it's not enough money, right? And the point is, again, people don't mind putting back into the pot what they took out. You get what I'm saying? For the sources that they feel like is trustworthy. But when you say source, you can be your own source. You get what I'm saying? Not, oh, someone sabotaging, someone taking you over and controlling you and telling you what to do. No, truthfully, in, out, all around, you could be your own source. And so it's just like about again building up with good people. But if you're, say for instance, you don't like being around people, you like doing things by yourself, is it safe enough and secure enough? Are you like forcibly trying to make sure the world is not where, if people want to be by themselves, they don't really want to mess with a lot of people. They should be able to live without being harassed and threatened, and and then they still flourish. You get what I'm saying? It should not be that big of a problem, especially when you say, oh, it's 2025. Like, why is that still a major problem? Because again, some people are going through major loopholes, hurdles, entrapments, all of that stuff, like, and it's just done in a very subtle way. And so again, because again, like I said, I came from a background of people who had very good, skills when it came to making clothes, when it came to doing hair, making food. Those are businesses in itself. You get what I'm saying? So it should have been no problem for me to, branch out and do the same thing. And then again, when you're talking about being as smart as a scientist or being as smart as a doctor or a surgeon, yes, even that was promoted to me. But at the same time, what are the things that are blocking people to get to that point? Especially if you were always goal driven, if you always try to work hard to get to those points. What are the things that are hindrances? And so, yeah, it's a problem again when it's not enough for population, because people, again, they don't want to put back into somewhere they don't trust. Can the systems be built up to replenish itself, or replenish as you go along, or be easily accessible so that you can replenish? Yeah, but for things that we really care about and want to put into. And so why is there all that distancing within people not wanting to come together, not wanting to talk to each other, not wanting to get to know each other? It's a bad vibrations, and I keep saying correct these vibrations, and it still don't mean that you should just like fall back and like make all of existence, or a vast majority, become worse than what it already was. When, yeah, there was still a lot of stuff from the 90s that was still being complained about all the way up to now, and they should be. Even if you don't live in that from day to day, someone else is living through that day to day struggle. And so don't sit up there and say, oh, well, it can't be possible, or people can't because it is, or that. Some stuff that you see out and it seems like a resource is just there for, because it look good. It makes it seem like it's there. No one is going and doing no research beyond just it being there, or it's supposed to be there. But is it being used what it's supposed to be for? Or is it being used as a source of manipulation? Is it, or abuse or use, or to steal, or lie? And then not only that, again, like there's too many good people that don't mind helping good people. There's too many good people that are hardworking. There's too many good people that are goal oriented and driven for there not to be other places outside of franchises. But and then so when you go to different little places, and then again, when you talk about franchises, like for instance, small and like franchises like McDonald's and Kroger and Walmart, yeah, this is some place that we need, say, people that are trustworthy to handle this stuff because this is stuff that we consume every day. But at the same time, what is the difference when you say, oh, you don't eat at everybody's house, but you got someone vastly making your food? That can you trust them or not? Then not only that, it's like you don't know what they put in your food, whether it's a vibrational thing, whether it's actual thing that it is. They mixing it with stuff that they're not supposed to. And so you got to be very careful even when it comes to that. And people already been talking about it, and they already know that. And it's like, so why is it so hard to break from it? There's some type of force that's on you that's not being openly talked about. And so, um, that's what happens when you see all these miscommunications. People always fighting. It's a force that's on them. It's a force. And how do they get that force to you? Whether it be mechanical, medical. Again, if you don't know what's going on with the stuff that you're using every day, you're just gonna keep using it. But then how long before it sets in that it affects your vibrational? And so again, when that's a science as well too. When you talk about the study of vibration, it is a science as well too. And so again, because I've been trying for my own business for the longest, it should be already up and running. I was thinking about that. Me and this lady was talking the other day, and I was like, the kids from back when I was kids are grown now. Now you gotta. My kids are grown enough to get a job. Now they have grown enough to get a job. Now they're not grown. My kids aren't grown. But it's just simple concepts. There's simple things that, again, I remember when I was just a kid, we used to talk about how we would have a big mansion and all our family and friends would just live all in one place together and we'd be cool with it. Now it's everybody's like, oh, every man for himself, but with your family and friends though, why do you treat people like this? And again, the facade of you had to force me into a fucked up position. That way, what I'm saying is incredible, but it's still credible regardless as to whether you force the fucked up facade on me or not. It is the truth. And so again, it's like, oh, okay, because even for the people that feel like everyone has family, it's like, okay, we was talking about how some people have kids due to, and they're single parents due to, either your spouse passing away or some people are SA'd, right? And so obviously you wouldn't want someone around your kids that has SA'd you. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like everyone has family. Even if you're a good person and you meet people and so they become basically your adoptive family because they actually love you and they actually care about you and they actually going to correct you and make sure you have self-correction and reflection. They actually going to tell you what good things there is for you to do that you should be doing for yourself so you can better yourself. You get what I'm saying? That is what true family is, and they actually going to be there for you. And that's how I was raised. That is how I was raised. When anyone say, oh, they come in face to face physically to me, they want to get to know me, that is who I am. Like, seriously, in and out, all around. That is who I am. If someone is forcing it to where I can't be active in the community and help people, it's because it's a force. Whether people get that or not, whether it becomes well covered up and hidden or not. You get what I'm saying? And so, but everyone in between, like, It is just the craziest thing about it. And it's like, why do you hate, like, you got to, for whoever is forcing or pushing this, or backing it, you have to hate, like, seeing other people make it. You have to hate seeing other people flourish or be creative, or you know help other people be creative, or collaborate on being creative. Like, why are you warring with the good of existence? Why are you warring with good people? Why are you warring with the truth? Why are you warring, like, and again, so again, just because you don't ever want to switch shoes or to walk with someone else's situation, don't ever judge. If you don't know what the hell is going on, your best bet is just keep quiet, because you don't know what you say and how it can affect them. When people saying, oh, word of mouth, oh, if more than one person say something, it got to be true. That's not always true. That's how mobs are created. And again, what's the story of lynching and mobbing on people? Like, be for real. There's a lot of people that have succumbed to that. There's a lot of people that have been very harmed because of that. So that's not always true. And again, for anyone that has gotten caught up from miscommunication, whether it's subtle intricacies, whether it was the worst of the worst thing possible that could have happened to you, my concern goes out to you, and I'm sorry that that happened to you, especially when you are innocent, and made to look like you guilty. Made to think that you are guilty is on a whole nother level. But some people are. They made to feel like made to feel like they're guilty. It's like how we was talking about the fact that people talk about bipolar, or they talk about mood stabilizers. Mood unstabilizers don't get talked about though. Like, so again, those things need to be taken into account when you dealing with them type of people. And again, if you can't do nothing at all but put them somewhere with no one else there but them, but that one, but the one. Not, oh, it's a whole bunch of group of ones by themselves. No, one individual. Again, if you didn't give me the right words, if I didn't even learn the right words in elementary school to deal with this, and all of the words are entrapments, that's not my fault. I don't do wordplay. That's not my fault. So again, but who would be the one watching over this one? They have to be in there and be with people that are safe, or mentally stable, or that are not going to hurt them, because this would hurt the whole process. They need to know what it feels like to feel real feelings and emotions, and in a stable and healthy way. If they can't do that, that's what is going to make things worse. Some people have never felt that, especially when people are breeding people to be able to exist in basic healthy, like basic living, to be able to, like, sit amongst people. But then you somehow, like, your thought processing is like redirected, or you were taught to do things the wrong way deliberately. And so again, I'm not warring. When you see me, who I am physically, for anyone that wants to know who I am, I'm not warring with anybody, nor was I ever seeking to war with anyone. But has people done things to me that is the same level of a tactic, of war tactic, or a fight, or, because again, a healthy level of fight to basic living, people have fought, but it hasn't gotten as far as them unaliving each other, and they fought and it hadn't gotten as far as, you know, them causing major harm outside of the level of harm you would get from a fist fight. You get what I'm saying? And then you go on about your business. So it's just like, these people, they do beyond that, and then they be wanting to be around you for years and stuff. That is a problem, and I don't want to hear nothing about the police force, because y'all are sworn in to serve, honor, and protect, but y'all don't do shit but hand out traffic tickets all day long. But at the end of the day, it's someone somewhere still stuck down in somebody's basement. Is someone getting tortured? Is children still being essayed and bought and sold? And then people being snatched up as an adults from their family, then made to look like liars. That is a problem. Or you forcing somebody who, again, were sworn in to actually protect people, you forcing them into a corner to where you telling them that they gotta do something for messed up or harmful, or or sit up there and just watch it go down, or something will happen to them. That's real wrong. Again, when you talk about who are you gonna give your trust to when it's safety standards that need to be had, police officer, whether they are, what is it, EMC, what's the ones that drive the ambulances, or fire department. Again, yeah, you will automatically give, them your trust to do the job, but only to trustworthy people. And then what are the protocols when you dealing with vibrational and they don't want to talk about vibrational? But people are studying vibrational. People don't mind using war tactic vibrationally. Or you are outside of your body a vibration of your own. Not to say someone owns you, because again, why are those words so similar? Your own, when you say yourself or your own, them things being different. How are the ways in which they different, or the way own and own are the same? Like when you talking about you, but or someone's talking about like owning something, like a product or a car, or you own something. You get what I'm saying? Or are you on it? So it's like in it, on it. So it's just like, again, you don't want to talk about it, but at the same time, it play a big part as to why things are very heavily affected. There's vibrations that's been sitting around me for days that are having a lot of miscommunication. They are very irritable. They are being irritated on purpose and being confused on purpose. And then not only that, like being made to be sick, or not have manners. And when I say manners, I mean, can I have some, please? Yes, no, thank you. No, thank you. Talking to each other or communicating in some way, even if it's just a tap, and you tapping on your mouth to say, because you want something, and so it's just like, y'all was told way before I was an adult to correct these things, and I'm not seeing where they're corrected, and this is why it's affecting me heavily. So I just wanted to come and see how many individuals were actually thinking about that. Especially, again, I still, feel like there should be more done for especially the youth, and the separation of the youth to the older generation and they old problems. But y'all gotta get it together, and you can't always, it's simple and easy to just shuck the blame off on somebody or ignore it and continue to have fun, but it can't be done like that. And I refuse to believe that people only want to do it that way, you know. um yeah, let's fix these things before they get worse. If you're an adult, act like one. If you're gonna be mature, be mature. If you're gonna be self accountable, self correcting, self reflecting, be that.